So we've just received the preview of Module 25, and I'm fairly sure every single min-maxer in this game is going to be pretty pissed off, especially if they've taken advantage of the enchantment exchange where you could obtain account-wide variants, but at the cost of binding your enchantments. So with this module 25, we now have the ability to obtain new enchantments. Now there is a serious issue with this because those new enchantments are supposedly at a higher item level, a higher total item level than the previous versions. Meaning anybody who is chasing a min-max build, trying to go for as most damage as possible, most tankiness as possible, as most healing as possible, is going to try get as much item level as possible. And with the new enchantments having just a little bit more item level means they're going to be best in slot, not the current ones we have. Meaning you may have a whole bunch of bound enchantments that now become useless. They're getting phased out with regard to there being better alternatives, which is horrendous and I think should not happen. This is all the preview server. Things are still open to change, and if we as the community join together, we can most likely change this. Ideally, leave your thoughts and opinions and react to my post. There'll be a link in the video description below. But let's actually have a look at this for real. I've gone and I've grinded out so I can buy these enchantments. Unfortunately, I can't get the combat enchantments yet until we get to the third milestone of this campaign. So that will be in still another week and a bit before I can actually get the fancy new lightning flash and then test that. So we'll just buy one of these dual stat enchantments. For example, we'll just go and get this sapphire. Now, before we do so, we can have a look at the costs. Initially, you have 50,000 astral diamonds, as you can see there. Then you need 400 of these currency. This currency here is the Drow Glyphs of Warding, and you obtain that simply by just doing a bunch of your quests within this zone. You can see each of these repeatable quests will give you 12 of that currency, with then your weekly quests giving you a total of 60. So that's not such a hard thing to get. Additionally, you'll get 10 from these small heroics, and you'll get 20 from these larger major heroics. And let's get away from this Drider, this captain here. And this zone is freaking huge. It's so big, it's crazy. I'll maybe make a overview of it and showcase it in more detail later in another video. So again, those glyphs just come from doing repeatable quests and also your heroics. And then you can see you need these other tokens, these sigils, elite sigils. Maximum 500, we've got 118, and you obtain these mainly due to lockdown. You can see the bar under the mini-map here. You also see it on your map. This is when lockdown is in effect. And this is when you see these Drider House captains spawning. And there's one just in front of me. And when you go to kill these captains, you can see in the bottom right there that they give us 6 elite sigils. Additionally, you'll have a few of these mini bosses. Probably don't recommend bothering them, but they'll give 1 elite sigil. So it's quite a grind as to activate lockdown. Everybody has to do a bunch of questing within the area, and then once it does activate, you can look on your map and you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those captains. So you can get 30 of that currency per lockdown event maximum. And then you just need these mint, basically coins. And you'll get those simply by just, again, doing your quests. Right now, you can't see we'll obtain any because we've hit our weekly cap. And yeah, you'll only get 100 per week. And so let's go and actually buy one of these enchantments. We'll get that sapphire right there. We'll be able to mass buy right here. I don't think it'll let us buy more than one. If I click OK, yeah, okay, I don't have enough. So we'll just buy one. That gives us the enchantment, uses the currency, and now it's in our inventory. Again, you can see that the item level is 320 when on green. You can compare that to when you would buy the standard ones we have right now that we got with module 22. On green, they only give 300. So let's get this thing upgraded. I don't think there's anything different with regards to the costs, and you probably just want to use coal motes to go and upgrade it. That's generally the easiest option. And so we get that to blue, we get that to purple. It's on 960 item level now. I believe they're only on 900. We need some more refinement points, and we can get it to legendary, and then we can finally get it to mythic. So when on mythic, let's see. It now has 1,600 item level, which means in total it has 100 more item level than our current enchantments. That's 100 times 9 slots here. That's 900 extra item level. You might think that's like, whatever. But for a min-maxer, that's a big slap in the face, because anybody trying to get a maxed out build needs these enchantments. And that means all of our older enchantments become irrelevant. Why would you use them when there are superior options? Which means everything we invested only just over a year ago becomes worthless for any of us pushing for a maxed out build. I hate this. This is horrible. Please change this. In my opinion, you can still incentivize obtaining these new enchantments by making it so that these enchantments give you more of the stats that they say they do and less combined rating. That way you will still gain a minuscule increase in power just by being able to switch some more stats into the ones you want than you could with, let's say, these single stat enchantments. And I think that's fair enough. At least it still has that tiny incentive for people actually to get them, so there isn't like no reason to get them. But you're not making it basically completely pay to win and slapping us in the face for all the investment we just put in like a year ago. And otherwise, a very simple solution would be to have us gain the ability to side grade our existing enchantments. So we'd spend a bunch of resources like we would need to through the campaign to originally obtain them, along with, let's say, one upgrade like a coal mote and some enchanting stones and refinement, to basically, again, side grade these enchantments to the newest versions if we so wanted to, which would then affect like my account-wide reclaim versions. Thus, I would only have to upgrade like one enchantment for that one enchantment to be changed on all of my characters. So make sure you go to the forums and leave your feedback on this. Yes, it might not affect you as a player who's not got maxed out yet or hasn't even worked on your enchantments. If you haven't worked on your enchantments, lucky you, you can go and obtain these new ones instead and invest in those. But for those of us who have invested in a full set of these older versions, we're going to feel very cheated that now there are newer versions that we should be obtaining. Yeah, that have higher item level, that are clearly superior in a significant way. And so that's just horrible. Like, I'll get to now 86,000 item level with a full set of these where I couldn't without them. And are these tradable in? Can you exchange those for account-wide versions? Let's have a look. Yes, you can. We can trade in our mythic sapphire right here, and then we can go and obtain it back, and now we have account-wide mythic sapphire. But the problem is it's bound to my character now. I do not like that it has higher item level. Please change that. So again, it's going to be quite a grind to obtain these enchantments. You're going to be there for quite a while, but still, the main issue is that they give a little bit more item level, and that it makes irrelevant all of our older enchantments, at least for a person who's min-maxing. And I hate this. I am one of those players. A massive thank you to all of these channel members. You can support me for as little as €1 a month just by joining. And if you want to support me on this point, leave your opinions and react to this post on the forums, like this video and subscribe. See you guys around. Goodbye for now.